Oh, hey there, YouTube land. It's really, really hot here tonight. So I can't sleep. And congratulations, Blu Ray King, on 1,000 subscribers. I was going to do this earlier, but I just wanted to basically figure out what my answers going to be. I really like questions like this, like your favorite thing in your collection, stuff like that. These tend to be my favorite type of contest to do. So, question number one. What is your favorite box set or special edition in your collection? I really had to think about this because if you've been watching my channel, you know I get a lot of box sets and special editions. It's kind of starting to become my thing. From the Mystery Machine back there, which definitely is one of my favorite box sets, to what you can't see up there, but it's see if I can show you. Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, but because of the rarity of it, because of the scope of the box set, this is the one you're never going to hear anybody else say. And that is from Arrow Video. It's no longer available unless you want to get it out of print by topping eBay or something like that. And that is the Russ Meyer collection. As cheesy as it sounds, I really, really like this box set. It has a great, great little booklet, about 100 pages or so. In there, which is almost a book when you think about it. It's definitely a novella size, and almost says every one of his films except for like a studio one or two. But great stuff, and you go in thinking that you've got Russ Meyer completely figured out and you know exactly what he's all about. But there's more to it than that, and that's really cool to see like the evolution of any filmmaker and of any auteur. And as cheesy as he is, I really get what Ebert saw in this guy. And, you know, it's more than best. There's a certain style of filmmaking. It's all Russ Meyer. And when you start watching the films, you start to pick up on things. On a certain way things are done. But anyway, favorite box set, right, is one of my favorites. I got so many. I was almost going to go with the Scooby-Doo van, which is pretty freaking awesome. Next up, what is my favorite Blu-ray in my collection? This was easier actually. It's one that I got for a surprise present for my for Halloween. I think it was last year, and that's another UK release. And it is The Return of the Living Dead, the Steelbook edition. This one came out from I think it was a Second Sight. Trying to remember now. Take two. Second Sight, yeah. Second Sight put this out, and the cool thing about this is it's a Blu-ray. It's got the the book, Ernie's book. But what's really really cool is that see, there's this really great documentary called More Brains, and it went like over 2 hours long, and it talked about the movie Return of the Living Dead, and you had to buy it on sale. It was like $35-40 around here. So More Brains had like special features were little mini documentaries on Return of the Living Dead 2 and Return of the Living Dead 3. And then stuff on the soundtrack of the film, because this here is a killer soundtrack, especially if you're into like kind of the punk style music that's highlighted here. And the effects and stuff like that. So not only does this have a great copy of the film in a kick-ass steelbook, but it does include the More Brains documentary with all the features that were included on the More Brains documentary. This is about as comprehensive a set for Return of the Living Dead as you will ever find. So if you ever get a chance to pick this up and you haven't done so, truly do so. Second Sight's Blu-ray edition of this is amazing. It's a limited special edition, really great, and definitely one of my favorites. I go back and watch it a lot. I go back and watch the documentary a lot. So, what is your favorite Blu-ray TV series in your collection? This one's a little bit easier. Here. You see it every time you watch my videos. I got to. There we go. The Walking Dead. I am a huge fan of the series The Walking Dead and the books, comic books, which I read long before the series came out. I managed to luck into those three, which are all in the right special editions. The first season has the extra bonus disc with the black and white first episode. The second season is of course in that limited edition zombie head there with the screwdriver. The third season has the governor's fish tank and zombie heads, and the fourth season I got on pre-order, which is the tree zombie, which kind of moves and growls when you take the disc case out. So yeah, I'm kind of a big fan. Those I got for extremely cheap, so I lucked out there. Now, what is your favorite memorabilia in your collection or movie area? Well, I go to a lot of Comic Cons, and I've been lucky enough and blessed to meet a lot of people. So there's certain things that that I'm not taking off the wall, but things like my picture with Stan Lee, my picture with William Shatner, and Patrick Stewart, stuff like that. Really, pictures like of Gunnar Hansen and Tom Savini, Doug Bradley, people that I really got to talk to. Savini's a great guy. But number one for me is, before they started mass producing the masks, they did these each one was a bit different because they did it like they kind of hand did it. And I've done this on Halloween a couple of times now. And it's the Orphan Killer mask. So I love the way this is done, the look of it. I've managed to keep it on this thing here, and keep it pretty pristine. Just a really fun movie. I pimped that movie. Everybody that I've seen. I mean, like, love the film. I got to meet the actress that starred in it, Diane Foster. Incredibly sweet girl. More beautiful in person than you can even imagine. And I'm not saying something because she looks good in the movie, but trust me, in person, wow. And she has the personality to match it, which not a lot of the stars don't have. I've met some that, but she really has it. And why am I on this one? Okay, here we go. What are my 5 favorite sports? Well, there's not a lot of sports that I really watch. But when I was growing up, I'm Canadian, and Gretzky was big. Gretzky and Marilyn Muir were 2 big hockey players on the Edmonton Oilers. And you were either a Lemieux fan or a Gretzky fan. I was a Gretzky fan. I lived in Wetaskiwin and Camrose. They're both in Alberta, and Wetaskiwin's about 45 minutes drive from Edmonton itself. I'd go to West Edmonton Mall, and I'd be able to see the Edmonton Oilers practicing. And Gretzky came that time. That was really cool. I was really into it back then. So hockey was a really big sport for me when I was growing up. It's kind of like Americans are into their football and stuff like that, but hockey is pretty much a Canadian sport. Even though they say our national sport is lacrosse, I mean, really, lacrosse? No. Hockey is really our national sport. No matter what they say, we are known for hockey. And just so you know, a lot of the American teams that end up winning in hockey do so with Canadian players on those teams. Just saying, just getting that out there right now. Okay, next up is football. And when I say football, I don't mean the type of football where you don't use your feet. Or better known as, I guess, in North America, soccer. Why anything else is called football makes no sense. I mean, really, we have CFL here. You have NHL, NFL there, and I watched both. And damn, I mean, there's a lot of strategy, but aside from the kicking part, really not a lot of feet used in the football. No kicking it. So yeah, since I've been a kid, I've been calling soccer football because it makes more sense. So that's 2 sports. Three more sports that I like. What do I watch? So obviously I watch FIFA, I watch the Stanley Cup. Uh, okay, this should have been unnatural. When I was young, and you wouldn't be able to tell this from now, but I was a gymnast, and I was damn good. So I got hurt when I was younger, hurt my knee a bit, and that affected my going to be career. But I was really good with gymnastics. On the I did the parallel bars. I did that. So gymnastics was always a big thing for me. And now guilty pleasure confession. Actually, not really guilty pleasure because I don't mind. Uh, I like sports that have a lot of politics in them as well, and like watching stuff and reading up on stuff. And the most vicious sport out there is I'll give you a second to try and in your mind get the answer. It's figure skating. Figure skating is the most viciously political sport out there. And look, Nancy Kerrigan, just think about that, Tiny Harding. That stuff, not that physical, but the politics of. There's a really great book uh, on the world of figure skating and behind the scenes that I read once, and I wish I could remember the name of it because it truly is a fantastic and fascinating book. I mean, you don't even have to like or even watch figure skating to read this book, and you just are amazed with the viciousness and the backstabbing and the betrayals and the horror that goes behind the scenes. Like you would stuff, in the Senate that seems tame compared to some of this. So I think that for that reason, I was kind of fascinated with it. And around the time that I was getting out of school, there was a figure skater from Russia. It's Russia, I think. Yeah, Russia. By the name of Katerina Witt. And she was freaking gorgeous. She was different when all the figure skaters were wearing like the cutesy dresses and demure and stuff like that. She was wearing the leather and she came into rock and just she was very, very different and very groundbreaking. So, I guess she brought the sport of figure skating to like a different level for me when I was young, and I probably would not have noticed it and went even into reading the books or anything like that if I was not so enamored with this beautiful girl that I had seen as a teenager and was like, yeah, I got to know more, and it went from there, I guess. And for that reason, yeah, I can admire the stuff they do. I am not the best skater in the world, like period. When I was in playing hockey, I was in the net, and not because I could stop goals, but because I couldn't skate very well, so my whatever part of me was padded to stop those goals. So what do we got here? We got hockey. We have football slash soccer. We got gymnastics. We got figure skating. Should I go with the old standby? Yeah, I guess so. I like actual North American football. I don't watch a lot of it. I do watch the Super Bowl almost every year and a few games leading up to it, but I'm not a constant follower. I would not be able to tell you like who's on what team except for like some of the bigger players. CFL and NFL, I know the differences between them, and NFL is flashier, CFL is harder. Make more stars in NFL. That being said, this is the tie because I guess basketball will be in there at that around that same interest level. I will watch some basketball, same thing, but mostly for sports like that, the fifth one, I'm playing the game. That's where my interest level is staying. That aside from watching some of the big games, I'm pretty much playing the game. That's where I'm going to have the most fun with it. But that's what we do with most of them. I guess if you want an honorable mention, although it's not really a sport, I would say professional wrestling. Not so much amateur wrestling. I'm really, really not a big fan of that. I did do a little bit of that, not much, and I sucked at it. Because one, I wasn't that interested in it, and two, I just, I don't know, grabbing guys and wrestling to the ground wasn't for me. I don't know. But, yeah, professional wrestling. It's more like stunt work than sports, and they do great stunt work. That, all the power to the stuff they do, because I would love to be able to do it. But one, I don't have the physique for that, and two, I I'm older, and my bones will break pretty fast compared to some of the stuff they do. Oh God, I forgot MMA. Gotta get that in there somewhere. Another honorable mention: MMA. Something that I do have an interest in. I watched, especially a lot of the early stuff like Heist Gracie and Ken Shamrock, Tank Abbott, guys like that. And there was a kind of like a Atlantic Canada one that was being done, and I was constantly playing basketball at the time, out on the court, just nonstop. It was pretty much what I did that summer, and that was about like 4.5 years ago. And I was asked then if I wanted to try, uh, cage fighting, if mixed martial arts. I don't have any martial arts backgrounds, but just if I wanted to try fighting, because I had, I guess, stamina, or I looked like I could have done something like that. Really, do I look like I could have done something like that? I'm not the biggest guy, but apparently the guy that was the promoter thought that I would have been good for it, and I wisely thought, no, I think I'll keep all of my limbs and appendages exactly where they are. And yeah, I have, wow, that sports question was actually really, really fun. That was a really cool one to put in there. I can't say baseball or softball because honestly, no, not really. I mean, is that really America's pastime? Like baseball? Like, I can watch golf before I can watch baseball. Seriously, I mean, I can see playing baseball, but watching it, deadly boring. Uh, Deadly boring. I know I'm probably going to offend some people here, but I'm so, it's an opinion-based thing, and baseball was never something I could get into. Tried to pitch softball once and hit the batter between the legs with the softball because I suck at pitching, which is weird because I can shoot a bow, but I suck at pitching. Those are my answers. I'm sorry I rambled on for so long. I hope you enjoyed this one. Fantastic contest. Really cool giveaways. I actually was looking at the questions and listening to that so much that I really don't know what all of the prizes are right now. I got to look back through. All that being said, thank you so much for this contest. Congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. I'm barely at 508, so if I ever get to 1,000, mega contest time, and I'm gonna have one for my 500 subscribers later in the year because it's taken forever to get there. And honestly, I'm working right now in an internship, which starts into getting paid later on, so gonna be tight. Thanks for watching. Congratulations on 1,000 subscribers, and again, it is frustratingly hot here, and it's time for tea of the iced lemon variety.